I first started working there, the services we provided were very minimal. We began packing lunches for people who went to work. And some of them had jobs, but not jobs that could pay for their rent anywhere. I knew nothing about running a shelter. But when the social worker came in, she helped to organize and to get some concepts going. They had a real sense of ownership, and they felt that this was the best shelter around, and they were going to see to it that it stayed the best shelter around.
When I arrived in 2006, Connections was essentially a shelter. It was my intent to try and move the organization away from shelter towards permanent supportive housing, primarily. I've always kind of felt that my work is secondary, and the people who do the real work are staff. To go from moving 20 or 30 people a year into housing to moving 200 to 300 into housing is a singular achievement. And so it doesn't happen just because you go out and find the housing, or just because you decide you're going to do it. You got to find ways for people to manage in the housing, and that's what staff do. They really get to know people, they get to know what their strengths and weaknesses are, and they try to match them up with opportunities so that they can survive on the outside. The decision to leave Connections was really hard. There is much more to be done, and I think my time here has been just setting the table.
I'm looking forward to building on the organization's momentum in preventing and ending homelessness. With a strong focus on helping people to regain the economic and health stability they'll need to live independently, we will be a resource for more than 1,000 people seeking housing in our community each year. I'm happy to announce that in order to enable Connections to maintain this momentum, we have created the Paul Selden Board Reserve Fund, named in honor of our former executive director. This fund will help us ensure that our rich array of programming will always be available to people in need. I hope you will consider supporting the fund tonight, and I thank you very much for being here to support our work.